Hi friends, Miss Annie here. Came on to read you a story today. Max's Special Spring. We're in winter right now, and soon it will be spring. So I thought this would be a good story to read today. Here is the title page, and at the bottom is the copyright. It's almost spring, Max, said Max's sister Ruby. But look at how messy our yard is. Let's clean up and compost. Compost? Said Max. Yes, Max, composting is just like recycling. Everything has to be reused. And maybe the birds will come back once we get the yard ready for springtime. Do you recycle and compost? Max wasn't interested in cleaning up the yard. He wanted to play with his dump truck and crane. Ruby picked up the twigs. Max, come over with his dump truck. Take this pile of sticks, Max said Ruby, and drive it to the compost heap. But Max didn't know where the compost heap was. Broom, broom, said Max. Max dumped the twigs under the tree. There were birds in the tree. Hey, birds, said Max. Ruby raked the leaves. Max drove his dump truck back to Ruby. Leaves go in the compost pile too, Max, said Ruby. Chug, chug, chug. Max dumped the leaves next to the twigs. Ruby found old grapevines in the garden. They looked like strings. She rolled them up in a ball. Can you put these grapevines in the compost pile too, said Ruby. Max used his crane to pick up the grapevines. Clank, 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 said Max. Max dumped the grapevines next to the leaves and the twigs. Peep, peep, tweeted the birds in the tree. Next, Ruby cleaned up the bird bath. The birds might need to take a bath after the long winter, said Ruby. Max dug a hole in the garden so the birds could find worms to eat. Ruby filled up the bird feeder. I hope the birds can find a place to live in our yard, said Ruby. Just then, Ruby and Max saw the birds had taken the twigs and the leaves and the grapevines from Max's piles and had made a nest out of them in their tree. They're getting ready for spring, too. Recycle, said Max. I hope you liked our story today, all about spring and recycling and cleaning up our yards. Remember, you'll have to do that too when all this snow melts. Have a good day, friends. Bye for now.